So, in today's episode of Secktah News, we're actually going to talk about a couple of things. Talk about some of the issues that have been coming up lately in the sector. Who actually started the sector, who's a part of the sector, who's not a part of the sector. I definitely kind of wanted to go over that just based off of a video that one of our very own has just recently done. So we're going to definitely talk about that this morning. I also wanted to give you guys some information on a documentary that I'm working on Marvin Gaye, and also some popular comments or some comments from viewers. I just wanted to go over that before I go ahead and start work for today. So let's go ahead and get into the show, guys. We're not going to be very long, but again, I just wanted to go ahead and start that. So I'm going to play a 5-minute timer, and then we'll get right into the show. So, grand rising, everyone. I hope everybody is doing as awesome as me today. Shout out to all of you for always tuning in, always checking me out. And for all of you who always catch the replay, I always appreciate you guys as well. For those of you who are in the clouds, I appreciate you guys being in here. And shout out to all the people in the chat. Muslim, appreciate you being in the building this morning, TMK. And the beautiful Bernice, shout out to you. I was actually going to read one of your comments this morning. So shout out to you for being in the building because you always make me laugh with the comments that you leave. So we're going to go ahead and start with the comments from viewers because I have a lot of comments, guys, that I often see, but I'm not able to speak on, okay? Because there's be so many of them, or I haven't had a chance to go back through it, or something of that nature. But oftentimes, I really a lot of times, depending on what the video is about, sometimes I will wait for an extended period of time and then go back to those comments and take a look at those comments after the story or the situation has changed to kind of see what people were saying. Okay. So I did a video about 11 months ago called Young Pharaoh Said What? Okay. And this video got over 16,000 views. It had 157 comments with 300 and some likes. Okay. So this was a live stream that I did with our very own TMK as well as with Stargate. And I believe Shakim hopped on the panel at one point as well. And also, it may have been Flacco that hopped on the panel. Now, I think it was one of the two, or it may have been both. I don't remember. But ultimately speaking, this was a very, very popular video. It's one of the most popular videos I have. And it was crazy what some of the comments were at the time. Okay, because I really had no way of even gauging all of the comments. Okay, like I really had no way of really knowing what all the comments were. But most of the comments were consistent with people kind of, upset at the fact that we were even talking about young Pharaoh, okay? And that we were kind of going at him and we were, saying particular things about him that they just really had a problem with, which I found really, really funny, okay? I mean, I found it to be super funny because at the time, what we were talking about was how young Pharaoh had he was going live often, and it was on YouTube, and he kept talking trash about the Black community, particularly about Black women and just the Black community as a whole. And then he took to saying very positive things about white people and about the white community, and we just kind of went over those things. A lot of people in the video or a lot of comments were to the nature of, oh, he's under some type of MK Ultra. You shouldn't talk about him right now. He needs help. He's being, something has happened to him from the FBI. It was all kinds of crazy stuff. Okay. I'm not saying that these things have not occurred, that MK Ultra and certain things like that have not occurred. Clearly they have. These are well documented. This is well documented information. But I thought it was a stretch that this was happening with him. I thought maybe he was just experiencing maybe a psychotic break. He may have been going through some other things at the time, but I really didn't think it was MK Ultra. I didn't think he was important enough, or even enough of a subject for them to be doing such a thing with him, especially so wide open like that. So now I'm starting to wonder if these people who have watched that video, and there's still many of them that are subscribed to my channel. So I'm wondering if they still feel the same way after seeing over the past year how Pharaoh has carried himself, some of the things he's done, how he's been back and forth to jail, some of the behavior he's shown towards his baby mothers, online and offline, from the brandishing of guns to the actual shooting into his baby mother's house to all kinds of stuff, which actually caused her to move out of state. There's so many things that have happened with young Pharaoh since we made that video that I just wonder at this point, what these people actually feel now, because he doesn't have nearly as many followers as he did then. A lot of people stopped and jumped ship with Pharaoh in the past year, just based off of how that actually went with that situation. So I just wonder, how these people actually feel, if they feel different now, just based off of what they see from him, or if they still feel the same, if he still has the same amount of followers that he had then. Well, if he has the same, if those people have the same sentiments that they did then. And I think it's clear that most people don't, but I definitely think that it's important, or at least I think it's funny to at least look into it and see. There's not many people talking about Pharaoh anymore. He's not really hot news anymore. But the ones who do talk about him, they tend to kind of feel the same sentiments that I'm feeling. Like, this guy is old news. He was trashed in. He's trashed now. And it just is what it is. But as far as him being under any type of there's any kind of conspiracy against him, I honestly do not think so. I think Pharaoh is just an asshole, real shit. And he got caught up in his assholic ways, and people canceled his ass. I really think that's what happened, and that's facts. Um, Shout out to the beautiful Bernice. I truly appreciate you, sis, for coming in the building. One of the things you did, hey, Breaking, I appreciate you being in the building, sis. And Miss Murphy, I appreciate you being in the building too. You said good morning, Miss T, pre-mods and chat. Happy I'm catching a live. I'm happy you are too. I do appreciate you being here. So let's talk about a video that I did the other day called Secktah Topics, Woo Child, Sesame Place Antics, okay? There was a lot of information that I went over in that period of time on that video. And shout out to Dr. Bombay, who was able to be present for that video. And for everyone else who partook in the comment sections, as well as in the chat, in the chat at the time. Hey, Too Big, you say he needs help. He's on coke or dope bad. Who are you talking about? Okay, well, anyway, let's go ahead. Oh, you're talking about young Pharaoh. Okay, I see. Okay. Yeah, he's something definitely wrong with him. All right, so anyway, I didn't know who you was talking about for a second. Because, there's a couple people around here who might be allegedly on coke or dope real bad. So I didn't know if you was talking about that person or what. Either way, shout out to the beautiful Bernice, as I said earlier, because she actually left a funny ass comment on that on one of my videos, and I wanted to find it because I thought it was really, really, really funny. But there was another one that she left too that I thought was quite interesting, that I was not aware of. Now, I am cool with Carrie Ann. This is not any type of shot at her or anything like that, but I did find it quite interesting that this is what her situation was. And she left the comment on my video, so I know it's public. She said, but not for nothing, but Siga did the same thing to me. She said, I hated people in my interview with Let Me See Your Transcript, and those words never came out of my mouth. Instead of responding to my comment on her live where she spoke on me, she deleted my comment, then the video altogether. So I found that interesting because in that video on Secktah Topics, Woo Child, I was discussing the conversation that I had with Breaking the Culture and with D. Darrell the other day on my other video on Secktah Topics. And with all the word salad that took place in the video, there were some words and even some conversation that was misconstrued. And I was trying to help explain what was being said as opposed to what it may have sounded like. And during that video, Carrie did in fact start saying things in the comment section, as opposed to Breaking the Culture, or regarding Breaking the Culture and what Breaking the Culture was saying. That I let her know those were not her actual words. Like, please don't put words in this woman's mouth. If you're going to say what she said and say, I interpreted it this way, that's one thing. But to say, another thing, or to put words in her mouth to help perpetuate everyone else into believing that this is what this person is saying, it is not right. And I said that. And I think that's important. And it's not just with Carrie, it's with all of us in the sector, myself, Breaking, everybody. I think it is important that we are careful with the words that we use, because if we're going to use particular words, okay, to explain a situation or to talk about a situation, one word can actually make the difference in the meaning of the situation, or make a difference in how someone interprets something. But so I agree that, we should watch our words, we should be careful. But people make mistakes, people say things that aren't, they don't necessarily mean. People say, especially using the English language, you'll end up using words that you don't actually really mean, or that or shouldn't be used in the context of the conversation. This happens all the time, but I really think it's important that we're not putting words in people's mouth, and that we're not actually adding to a conversation. You see what I'm saying? Because when you add words and you put words in people's mouth, that is what makes the difference in how and it could be interpreted by other people. And now you could set off a firestorm of situations that don't even have to be there. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to the beautiful Bernice, because I think she was able to kind of rope that together and help folks understand, you know what I mean? That yes, you know, this happens often. You know what I mean? This is not just one person breaking the culture, that this happened with. This happens often. This happened with a few people in the sector where words have been put in their mouth, in regards to what they're actually saying. And I think I really think that we need to be watching that. So shout out to Bernice again. I really appreciate that. And then you had another funny comment that I wanted to bring up too. Everybody's saying hi to everybody. You say, yeah, dude's a psycho. Yes, he is. Hey, R&T Entertainment. I got to go catch your show from last night. I did miss that, but I am going to go back and check that out. You said, hey, beautiful, breaking the culture. You said, yep. Yeah, I'm just saying, that I really think that, that you made a really good point with that. And I really appreciated that. You said, peace, R&T, great show last night, homie. Yeah, I got to go check that out. And you said, exactly. Okay, so you had another funny comment that you made that I thought was really, really hilarious. And you said, and this was on the video I did with AAS versus aspirin, proper service, law versus public opinion. So I did a video because there is this notion going around that talking about this lawsuit online will somehow rope you into the lawsuit, and even allow for another state to have jurisdiction over you, and then they could go ahead and file in court, and then you have to be subject to the jurisdiction of that court. So I broke that down a little bit. I didn't go completely into it. I do have and plan on doing a future video on long arm statute in various states and how that actually works. So I'm going to be doing that. But ultimately speaking, I did do a video on this, and what proper service is in my state, which is the state of Delaware, as well as law versus public opinion. So I did that, and shout out to Bernice, because she said, good morning. I'm wanted by the police and still waiting to be served too. Which I thought was funny, because it's like, people have all these, ideas about who I am. Okay. Allegedly I'm living in Philly now. And that's, the name of the individual who is been, listed in this suit doesn't even have the same name as me, not even close. And it's funny because there are people in the sector who actually know where I live. Like they know, that I've never had any ties to Philly. I live near in the vicinity, but I don't live in Philly at all, and never have, never will. Um, but yeah, they swear that they got me. But yeah, so allegedly, all of us around here, including Bernice, is being served, and we all going to jail. Okay, so but shout out to her because I thought that was really really funny. And sometimes I just need to laugh, at this. We all do. But I wanted to get into what I believe we're all here for, which is the Secktah news. Okay, and it's basically a video that I watched that AAS did, and I was actually directed to the video because I'm not subscribed to Anti Afro, so I don't really know when she goes live, but I do watch some of her videos at times because a lot of things that she says are pretty funny, and sometimes she says some things that I can relate to as well. But there's often times where I don't tune into her because some of the things that she says can be quite triggering, especially if I know that she's lying or if I know that she's saucing up the story, such as a lot of things that she does with Let Me See Your Transcript. Even though, yes, I do believe Let Me See Your Transcript was involved with a lot of treachery and a lot of fuckery. I definitely do think that Anti Afro spearheaded most of it when it comes to our sector. Now, when it goes to the church sector, after looking at some things, I think that she had a lot to do with a lot of fuck shit over there. But when it comes to this over here, I really think that she was kind of behind other people, who were really the spearheads in this. I think the same thing was sort of happening over there, where she was not really the spearhead of a lot of the fuck shit that was happening even in the church sector. I think that she was being used a lot. I think she was being mistreated a lot. And that's evident in a lot of those videos from the 18 and so forth. So it's not like it's far fetched to say, that she was taken advantage of. And I think in both situations, did she have a choice? Yes. But I do think that she could have possibly been taken advantage of. Well, ultimately speaking, guys, and I want you guys to go back and take a look at a video that I did last night. I posted the video first for my members. It was up for about an hour, and then went on and posted it for the public. Okay. It is called Anti-Afro versus Aspirin, and then connecting the dots with Archibald. Okay. The reason why I'm actually and did this video is because there is this sentiment running around lately with Rev G and with well, not particularly anti, but really Rev G, that I have been lying in regards to Anti Afro's connection to that lawsuit, Anti Afro's connection to Aspirin Clown, and how much she was involved in it. And so because I did a card reading on this maybe like 6 months ago. Okay. And this was before her disposition or any of that stuff came out with the courts. So I did a card reading. And in the card reading, I actually did predict that they were working together. But I did let the crowd know that they were not the same person. Okay. I made that very clear, but I also made it clear that they were working together. And I kind of went into a little bit of how. I didn't really go directly into details about it because really I didn't want to know. But I did know that it had something to do with a project, okay, that was incompleted. So, and they fell out over that. And then next thing you know, AAS was in court. Okay. So that's what I did last night because they're saying that I was lying in that card reading, even though this video was a members only video. Neither one of them are members of mine. And I know no members are leaking my videos. You can't even download those videos. So I know no members are leaking the videos. So I know that they never actually saw that video. But I don't have to go in and snap and yell and scream and holler and jump up and down when I can actually show you facts based off of your own words. Okay. So what I did was I went and I pulled up a disposition from the most recent case, with the aspirin clown situation and how people are being sued, but or well, she's trying or attempting to do so. So I went in Pacer and I pulled up all of the documents, everything from the top to the bottom. There's about 64 different exhibits in there. Okay, all from dating from the beginning all the way till now. Okay, when this first started up until now. And I was able to uncover a lot of stuff. There was a lot of stuff in there. There's a lot of stuff I would never put out because there's people's addresses and all kinds of stuff in there, including like people like Rev G and stuff. As much as he's talking trash, I would never dox people, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. I would never put things like that out. But what I would do is show that your own words and your attorney's own words proved that you were well aware of what was going on with the Archibald case and you were well aware of Aspirin Clown, and I was able to prove it. So, who's lying? Is it me or you? Like, I don't have no dog in that fight. I don't have no reason to make that up. I don't have no reason to lie about any of this stuff or anything. And this is public information. Anybody can go on Pacer and pull down a video or pull down a piece of paper for 10 cents. Anybody can go on Pacer and pull up these cases and look well and deep into these cases. Okay. And look at all the facts and then present them. So I don't have to go in and snap and put my middle finger up and make 2-hour long videos about you. I don't have to do any of that. I can just literally drop an actual documentary with your information, with what you said. And that's what I did. So I hope you guys go over and take a look at that video. Again, I'm going to put a link to it in the description box so you guys can check it out. My members were able to watch it first, so shout out to y'all. Y'all hop right on top of that too. And then I went on and I released it publicly at midnight this morning. So let me go ahead and read into some of the comments. And then I wanted to get into a video that she recently made. You said, Salam TMK. You said, when is she not lying? I'll wait. Girl. You said, RNT, what's up? You said, too big, appreciate it. Okay. Mikey, hey, Mikey, you said, what's good, everybody? Yesterday was my birthday. Everybody say happy birthday. Nobody didn't send me no cash app for your boy. It's okay. I understand. Everybody, for what reason, I understand. Oh, Mikey, happy birthday to you. Everybody wish Mikey a happy birthday. It is his birthday yesterday. Shout out to you, bro. Truly appreciate you. You're always coming in and always supporting. So yes, guys, make sure you guys hit him up with a nice cash app. Let me know what your cash app is, or you can put it in the chat, and so that everybody can go ahead and send you something if they choose. Yes, it's a very interesting documentary I did. I've got another documentary coming up on someone else that you guys will be seeing very shortly. I'm not going to speak on who it is, but you guys will be hearing of that very, very shortly. Also, I have another documentary coming up on Marvin Gaye. There's a lot of tea with Marvin Gaye, okay? A lot. I don't know if you guys have read a couple of books that have been written on him, but there's some other stuff that is not mainstream about him that I have become privy to, and I will be releasing that in an actual documentary. It's not private information. It is out in the public, but it's very subtle. It's very quiet. It's not out there in mainstream. So I'm going to break that to you guys and let you guys know what's going on. But I am currently working on that documentary. And of course, it's going to be some time while I'm working on that. So the last thing I did want to talk about, you guys said, oh, okay, you said, and tomorrow is my brother's birthday. Okay, my little brother, that's what's up. Y'all got birthdays together? You said age 40, you're officially grown now. That's right. You said T Pre is doing my life story. You said I just turned 40 yesterday. That's what's up, Mikey. That's what's up. Congratulations. Well, listen, the last thing I wanted to talk about was this AAS thing because she has this video up where she was talking about the 18 and Daryl Moore being fired from his job and all this other stuff. And one of the things that D. Darrell brought up last night, and shout out to Darrell, I was watching the Sectors TV last night from the clouds. I did speak and then I kind of went back to what I was doing. Um, but he mentioned something last night that I thought was really, really interesting. And he has been saying for some time that the anti and Rev G tend to throw rocks, hide hands, and then pretend that they were some kind of victim, like as if they, had no parts in things, okay, or like they were, they were never a part of certain things, and that they were just kind of on the sidelines, and everybody was picking at them and mistreating them, okay. So in actuality, that wasn't the case. And most people in this sector are aware of that. We are very aware of all of that. The thing is that they go over to Conscious TV and they go to other parts of YouTube and they pretend that they are some type of perpetual victim. Okay. And this is kind of what Anti was doing in this video. She was trying to make it like as if she was a victim of let me see your transcript, and that she had no, that let me see your transcript was the culprit of all of this stuff, and that Anti was, the good friend in the background supporting her with Marcellus and all this other stuff, and that she's not even part of this sector. This is her words. Like Anti actually said, she's not even part of the Umar sector. And that really, really, really pulled me back. Like, wait a minute, sis. Okay. Because this sector is built around you. Like the whole purpose of the Umar sector, all of the information that Lennon was being sent, all of the videos, the thousands of videos that you did, and I'm talking thousands. For those of you from the church sector who do not know, thousands upon thousands upon thousands of videos on Umar Johnson daily. Every single day, Anti was dropping edited videos of Umar Johnson at least once or twice a day, every day for 7 freaking years. Okay. She has been in this sector the longest. Most people in this sector, when you hear anti-Afro Svengali, you know she's the queen bee. She is the one who started this entire movement of the AFWs, which started the Umar Johnson sector. Don't get it twisted and don't let this woman lie to you. Because yes, she 100% created this environment and she 100% created this sector. Did she want the sector to go the way that it did? No. She wanted everybody to follow her. And as long as everybody continued to follow her and went with her antics and went with whatever she was saying, she would, if we were all following after what she was saying about Umar and what Lennon has been saying about Umar, she would be claiming this sector. But the reason she don't want to claim the sector that she built and that she created is because most people, about 99% of the sector, has turned against her because of things such as the Archibald lawsuit, things such as the people being roped and wrapped up in being doxxed and being mistreated and losing their jobs, Rev G, and others. I'm not sure why Rev G is still following after her, after all that he's been through with her and how much he has faced from trying to support her. So I can't say that anti-Afro is not a part of this sector, because she is 100% a part of this sector. She created this sector. She is the godmother of the sector, period. I don't care what anybody says, how she says it, how many videos she has erased, because the other channel, this is her second channel, by the way, at least since I've known her. The other channel that she had before it was taken down had thousands of videos, thousands of videos on this sector and on Umar Johnson. And if she wasn't, and this is the part that we're going to end on, if she wasn't a part of this sector, right? If she was separate from the quote unquote sector, then why is it that you can go up and down her timeline and she talks about multiple people from this sector to the point where she has to be watching these videos from these people? She has to be in the chat rooms of these people. She has to be watching the panels, listening in order to know what to say about anybody in this sector. If she was not a part of the sector, then how does she know so much? How is she so aware of everything happening every single time? Anybody that she calls quote unquote demon panels, she always knows when they're live. She always knows what the subject matter was. And then she will take to StreamYard and go live and give her commentary on it. Not only her commentary, but she will edit the videos and then drop them. Sometimes in the middle of the night, sometimes during the day. So we're not going to pretend anymore. Like I said, Rev G and Anti. We're going to just be honest. Be yourself. Be the treacherous person that you are. Stop going over to the church sector and to other people and various places and trying to act like some victim and acting like you, oh, poor old me. When you have been the problem the whole time. You were the creator of the actual sector. The sector that you claim is full of doxers and people that will call your job and people that will call the FBI. But y'all are the main ones that were doing that. The main ones. So we're going to stop pretending today. Today, Anti, this shit ends. We're going to be honest. We're going to be factual with the people. And y'all can choose not to, but the facts will always come out. The truth will always come out. It's not difficult to connect the dots with y'all and all of the fuck shit that has happened in this sector. Literally. And it's funny because we can use your own words and your own videos to do it. Both of you. I'm going to say this to you, Rev G. Because I honestly wish you the best. I don't have any beef with you. I think that there's a lot more going on mentally. And I'm not saying that you have some type of intellectual issue. But I think there are some possible depression or, something going on that's causing you to lash out like you are. One of the things you probably need to do is get away from this treacherous woman who is not your wife. You probably need to turn this off for a little while. Take a break. Get some peace. Because whatever you're fighting for, going against everybody from me to KKC to TMK to this person to that person every other day, it's not worth your mental health, bro. It is not. I don't care what's happening. It's not. Some of these relationships on YouTube are very, very toxic. And that relationship itself is extremely toxic. Because deep down in my soul, in my heart of hearts, and why I refuse to go in on you, I really don't think you want to be doing this. I really don't think you want to keep fighting for anti-Afro. Why you're doing it, I don't know. But I don't think you want to. I definitely don't think your wife would want you to. I would take to heart these words. Because what you're doing and what's happening is only hurting you. You're not hurting anybody else. You're not hurting me. You're not hurting anybody in the sector. You're not doing any of that stuff. But you're hurting yourself, sir. And I want to see you do better. I want to see you come out of this shadow and do what you got to do to protect your own peace. Sometimes that means cutting people the fuck off. You know, you may not want to cut her off. And I'm not even saying that you got to stop talking to her. That's your business. You're a grown man. But you got to put your foot down at some point of what you're going to choose to fight over and what you're not. Because this has got to be taxing on you to be going back and forth with people every single day in your 40s with a wife and a home to take care of. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to keep going in. I'm not going to keep talking trash. Because like I said, I don't punch down on people. And clearly there's a level of illness that needs to be treated. And I wish you the best, and I hope you get that. So guys, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I truly appreciate you guys for being in the building. Shout out to all of you for coming in. I definitely appreciate all of you for being in the building. A brother of a certain age, I truly appreciate you as well for coming in. You said 40. Who are all these young folks around here? That's right, brother of a certain age. We got an older brother in the house. But I definitely appreciate all of you for being in the building. Mikey, I will drop the link another day. I'm actually going to be working today in about an hour or so. I'm going to go ahead and get off for the day. But again, I truly appreciate all of you for always coming in, always supporting the show. For those of you that are in the clouds, make sure that you guys hit the like button. And again, I am going to put a link to the AAS documentary in the description box, okay? A Shout Into the Void will be dropping another episode this week. And I will see you guys on the other side. Peace, guys.